Brunei is a country that in 2025 rightly deserves to be considered one of the wealthiest and most disciplined states in Southeast Asia. This small kingdom, located on the island of Borneo, with an area of just 5,700 square kilometers, approximately 60 times smaller than neighboring Malaysia, has managed to create a unique model of prosperity and stability. Despite its size, this country commands genuine admiration for its wealth and standard of living, which seem fantastic to many. Situated in a tropical climate, Brunei has combined natural resource riches with strict adherence to its traditions. The gross domestic product per capita in 2024 reached $33,400, and as early as 2012 it was nearly higher, $47,000. In this country, the income level per person ranks second in the region after Singapore, significantly surpassing many major Southeast Asian states. The key reason for this impressive level of affluence is natural resources, oil. Proven oil reserves amounting to about 100 million barrels constitute only 1% of the world's resources, yet that is enough to ensure a high standard of living for the country's population of less than 500,000 people. Thanks to this wealth, luxury is everywhere in Brunei, in mosques, palaces, museums, and hotels. A particular architectural masterpiece is the Jame' Asr Hassanil Bolkiah Mosque, whose domes and minarets incorporate 5 tons of genuine gold. Luxury continues in elite hotels, such as the Empire Brunei 7-star complex, where even columns, railings, and chandeliers sparkle with gold. This wealth directly reflects in the standard of living of the citizens. For example, in Brunei, education is completely free, including tuition, textbooks, meals, and uniforms. Students wishing to study abroad can apply for full government scholarships. Medical care is also free for all citizens. If necessary treatment is not available within the country, the government covers expenses abroad. Housing is another privilege. Any citizen without a home can apply, and after several years, they will be provided with accommodation for a symbolic fee of $1. Electricity and water are provided free of charge. Fuel prices are so low that they seem almost unbelievable. 1 litre of petrol costs only 39 cents, which is cheaper than a bottle of water. And the most astonishing fact is that residents of this country pay no taxes at all. No income tax, no sales tax. Even tourists can make purchases without VAT, making Brunei one of the most comfortable and prosperous places on the planet. This country is a golden kingdom where wealth, faith, and privileges create a unique way of life that would seem impossible in other nations. Such a level of prosperity and luxury, combined with conservatism, makes Brunei a unique and highly attractive place for those who value comfort and stability based on natural resources. Have you ever heard of Brunei? Are you surprised at how wealthy and simultaneously strict this tiny country turned out to be? If so, you can leave a 1 in the comments. Now, number 2. This is a country that occupies a special place in Southeast Asia in terms of strictness. And although Brunei unquestionably holds a respectable position in terms of wealth, its reputation is equally associated with strict traditions and rigid order. In this small sultanate, codes of conduct are extremely important, and even minor violations of social norms can lead to serious consequences. Brunei is traditionally considered one of the most disciplined countries in the region, where adherence to religious and moral norms leaves a mark on everyday life. What might seem simple or acceptable in other countries is perceived here as a violation of established rules. For example, missing prayer, a long or even accidental glance at a woman while observing surroundings, or eating at an inappropriate time, all of these can cause legal problems. Such conservatism underscores a serious attitude towards religious norms and customs, shaping a particular way of life among the entire population of the country. Approximately 80% of Brunei's population practices Islam, and the authorities in this country implement Sharia law with a level of strictness rarely seen throughout the region. Every Friday is considered a national day of prayer, and participation is mandatory for Muslims. Skipping it is prohibited under threat of fines or even imprisonment. In preparation for this day, on Thursdays, mosque staff carefully clean every wall, step, and all the floors so that thousands of worshippers can gather for prayer at noon the following day. Under Islamic law, the crime of fornication is regarded as one of the most serious and heinous offences. It is forbidden and punishable by stoning to death, a practice that has long faced condemnation and protests from the international community. Another unusual regulation for foreigners is the so-called obdination rule, which strictly forbids unmarried men and women from being together in a closed space without official confirmation of their relationship. Even engaged couples cannot check into a hotel without presenting relevant documentation or proof of marriage. Although some hotels show a certain leniency towards tourists, this law generally applies to everyone without exception, including locals and visitors alike. Part 3 of 19. During the holy month of Ramadan, eating, drinking or smoking in public places during daylight hours are considered criminal offences, punishable by a fine of up to $30,000 or imprisonment for up to 1 year. These regulations apply even to tourists visiting for seasonal visits. When December comes, residents of the country quietly and strictly observe Christmas. Public decorations and displays related to the Christian holiday are prohibited, and celebrations are only allowed in churches with prior notification to the authorities. Extremely loud and bright celebrations can lead to detention for up to 5 years or a fine of up to $30,000. Even seemingly harmless gestures and behaviors can cause trouble. For example, an intense gaze or inappropriate attitude towards a woman in public is considered harassment and can result in arrest. Acts that are perceived as romantic or friendly gestures in other countries may be viewed here as violations of moral norms. There are many such rules. The legislative system of Brunei contains a long list of prohibitions regulating not only behavior, but also numerous aspects of everyday life that seem entirely natural to most people. If you're interested in what other surprising laws operate in this ultra-conservative country, you can leave a comment with the number 2. And if you want to learn about the most modest women in Asia, then number 3. Have you ever wondered what women of Brunei look like? This small country, located between Malaysia and the South China Sea, is a deeply Islamic state shaped under strong Malay and Arab cultural influences. It is this unique blend that creates the exceptionally captivating type of beauty of local women. Women of Brunei combine gentle features of East Asia with a subtle Arab elegance and nobility. Their tanned, flawless skin, expressive eyes with long eyelashes and high noses create the image of a graceful and noble lady. They resemble fairy tale princesses reminiscent of mysterious jasmine, only without filters or excessive adornments. Although their beauty deserves recognition, few people outside this tiny country know much about women from Brunei, making them even more unique and enigmatic. Part of this richness and influence can be explained by their reserved nature, as well as the fact that Brunei women rarely participate in regional or international beauty contests. Nevertheless, those fortunate enough to meet women from Brunei often have to admit that they are among the most elegant and enchanting in Southeast Asia. Their style, as well as their manners, embodies modesty and sophistication. Most women prefer to wear baju kurung, a long, loose tunic that harmonizes well with a skirt or trousers. Part 4 of 19, this is often complemented by a tudung or a headscarf which, despite their simple style, do not make the outfits ordinary. Silk fabrics, fine embroidery, and an exquisite combination of colors highlight impeccable taste, refinement, and status hidden behind a modest appearance. Women who are not Muslims dress somewhat more freely, but still maintain a gentle, respectful elegance that fully harmonizes with Brunei's conservative culture. Wedding celebrations in the kingdom are truly spectacular events, blending rich traditions, splendor, and solemnity, often lasting several days. The bride, dressed in a baju kurung embroidered with gold threads and adorned with a shimmering crown and delicate jewelry, appears as a heroine of a fairy tale kingdom come to life. For many, this is one of the few occasions when even the spouse sees his future wife in such dazzling splendor. In everyday life, modesty and moderation are valued above all else in Brunei. Women in families adhere to traditional roles of caring spouses and mothers, filling the home with quiet strength and warmth. However, this does not mean their lives are confined to household chores. Education in Brunei is provided free of charge and encouraged for all social classes. As a result, many women earn higher degrees, build careers in education, healthcare, and business, and some hold influential positions in government and public organizations. Bruneian women embody grace, education, and deep principles, remarkably combining traditional values with modern views. Their way of life inspires quiet, genuine respect. Making acquaintances with them is a task that requires a special approach and tact. Want to know why and how to attract their attention? If so, leave a comment with the number 3 and we will tell you in the next part. Meanwhile, let's talk about something else, the most powerful and wealthiest monarch of Brunei. This country maintains an absolute monarchy which is unique in the world. The Sultan's power extends over all spheres of state life: governance, military, finance, and economics. Everything is in his hands. Since ascending the throne in 1967, the country has been ruled by Sultan Haji Hassanal Bolkiah, a man whose status and wealth make him one of the most influential and richest rulers on the planet. This Sultan is not only the head of state, but also holds the positions of Prime Minister, Defense Minister, Finance Minister, and Economy Minister. In other words, the entire country is under his direct leadership and control. According to experts, his personal wealth exceeds $30 billion, placing him among the wealthiest monarchs in the world. The Sultan's greatest passion is his car collection. According to reports, his private garage houses approximately 7,000 luxury cars worth over $5 billion. Among them are 600 Rolls-Royces, more than 574 Mercedes, 452 Ferraris, nearly 400 Bentleys, and hundreds of BMWs. Each of these cars is a true work of art, emphasizing his status and taste for power. Some are decorated with sparkling gold that shimmers from the body to interior details, like a precious gemstone hidden in the heart of wealth. The Sultan's fleet is not limited to roads and traditional vehicles. It includes a whole arsenal of exclusive cars and aircraft. Among them is the famous Boeing 747 with luxurious interior finishes, as well as an Airbus A130 with 100 gold inlays. In addition, the monarch has several small jets and helicopters, allowing him to travel quickly and comfortably to any part of the world. Moreover, he once personally took control of his Boeing 747 and flew to Washington to meet the President of the United States and discuss issues related to oil and climate policy. His private residence is the Nurul Iman Palace, estimated at a cost of $1.5 billion and officially listed in the Guinness Book of Records as the largest palace in the world. This magnificent building features 1,700 rooms, 257 bathrooms, 44 staircases, 18 elevators, and 5 swimming pools illuminated by 51,000 light bulbs. Even the cattle stables are not lacking in luxury. They are equipped with air conditioning to ensure the comfort of 200 pedigreed horses, living in an elegance unreachable for most people on Earth. Equally impressive is the lifestyle of the Sultan himself. Each of his haircuts costs about $20,000, as his personal barber is specially brought from London to guarantee the highest level of service. He celebrated his 50-year anniversary grandly for 2 full weeks, spending around $17 million, paying Michael Jackson for a performance that stunned everyone present. For his son's wedding, the Sultan again invited the famous singer, paying $10 million for his presence. Despite such astronomical sums and wealth, the Sultan remains a deeply respected and beloved figure among his people. Citizens of Brunei receive free medical care, education and housing, which speaks to the generosity and concern of the ruling elite. The royal family is known for its humility. During national holidays, the Sultan and his close relatives often go out among local residents, shaking hands and meeting with warm smiles. In Brunei, power, wealth, and generosity are united in one person who not only governs the state but also reflects the very essence of the entire nation. Part 6 of 19. The 5th chapter is about transportation. Motorcycles, buses, and taxis have become nearly obsolete, occupying a very modest place in the country's daily life. In most Southeast Asian countries, such as Vietnam or Thailand, streets are crowded with motorcycles and hordes that create noise and chaos. But in Brunei, it's different. Here, you will hardly see this type of transport as cars are affordable, easy to operate, and gasoline costs less than a bottle of water. The population of this small country, just over 450,000 people, almost entirely owns cars. There are about 300,000 registered vehicles, meaning almost every family has at least one personal car. The level of car ownership here is one of the highest in Southeast Asia, and many of these vehicles are prestigious brands like Lexus, Mercedes, and BMW. This does not necessarily mean that all residents are extremely wealthy. Rather, thanks to low import taxes and high average incomes, owning a car has become accessible to most. Therefore, citizens rarely use public transportation, which is underdeveloped here. The only buses operate in the capital, Bandar Seri Begawan, servicing just 6 routes, all painted purple. The fare is about $1 Brunei dollar, but their schedules are almost non-existent, and there are only a few stops. Waiting for a bus often lasts an hour or more, if you're lucky. The majority of passengers are foreign workers from Indonesia, the Philippines, and Bangladesh, while the local population practically does not use public transport. As for taxis, they are almost non-existent in Brunei, and catching a car on the street is extremely difficult because such services are poorly developed, with virtually no free call or taxi service available. To order a taxi in Brunei, you need to call at least an hour before the planned trip. This is due to the infrequent use of personal vehicles, which makes taxi services quite expensive. For example, a short trip of about 4.5 kilometers usually costs around $5. The country also has the Dart analog Uber app, but its availability is limited, especially outside the main urban areas of the capital. Overall, in Brunei, automobiles are considered more of a lifestyle than a luxury. Motorcycles are rare, buses run irregularly, and finding a taxi is not always easy. Thus, a car for the residents of the country is a necessity and a daily requirement rather than a symbol of status. Regarding the cultural features of Bruneians, their greetings often differ from Western gestures. If you, upon arriving in Brunei, extend your hand for a handshake, do not be surprised if your interlocutor gently touches your fingers and then places their hand over their chest. This is not at all a sign of shyness or aloofness, but rather a traditional expression of genuine respect and goodwill that comes straight from the heart. Among Muslims, especially women, such greetings are often more restrained. Men generally do not initiate handshakes, and if a woman extends her hand, only a light touch of her fingers is acceptable. Otherwise, a polite smile and a slight nod are sufficient, which are considered appropriate and respectful gestures. To foreigners, Bruneians may seem reserved or even distant, but in reality, their manners reflect tact, respect, and inner restraint, always accompanied by gentleness and calmness. Another interesting aspect is gestures and pointing. In Brunei, pointing at a person or object with a finger is considered rude and even arrogant. Instead, they use the thumb directed towards the desired object or person. This shows the way or indicates something. Although it may look strange from the outside, sometimes resembling a clenched fist, as if pointing with a finger, in fact, it is an ancient, polite tradition. If you are invited into a Bruneian family's home, it is important to remember, do not arrive empty-handed. It is better to bring a small gift, thus showing your respect and appreciation. This gift should always be offered with the right hand, as the left hand is considered unclean and is used in Islamic culture only for personal hygiene. Another important point is to avoid gift wrapping in white, because this color is associated with funerals and mourning, which could offend the hosts. The best choice is to select neutral or warm colors so as not to cause confusion. During the holy month of Ramadan, especially at sunset, you may be invited to a so-called buka puasa, a traditional and very important dinner where Muslims break their daytime fast. On these evenings, many families and local mosques open their doors to guests, including tourists, and generously share food and treats. This is not only a sign of hospitality, but also a reflection of community spirit and genuine care for one another. If you are invited, try not to refuse, even if you are not particularly hungry. Accepting a small portion is a sign of gratitude and respect for the country's traditions. When attending religious ceremonies or local festivals, pay special attention to seating arrangements. In Brunei, men and women often sit separately, and if you accidentally find yourself in the wrong section, it may cause confusion or even an awkward situation. Therefore, if in doubt, it is better to observe the behavior of locals or calmly ask your guides. Overall, manners, gestures, and even small displays of respect in Brunei are often much more significant than words. Understanding and respecting these traditions will help you avoid awkward situations and will also open your heart and soul to this country, filled with inner dignity, deep religious values, and quiet, sincere hospitality. Interesting facts about Brunei. In many countries around the world, the weekend falls on Saturday and Sunday. However, the situation in Brunei is different. Official days off here are Friday and Sunday. The choice of Friday as a rest day is not accidental. As for Muslims, this day is considered the most sacred and important of the week. Throughout the years, ideas and even proposals have emerged to add Saturday to these days off to create a longer break. If such a decision were made, Brunei would become one of the few countries in the world where the rest period lasts 3 days in a row. Imagine, while most people enjoy 2 days off, Bruneians could have 3. However, this lifestyle has its drawbacks. For example, the obesity rate among school children in Brunei is one of the highest in Southeast Asia. Studies show that more than half of students suffer from overweight or obesity. Part of this situation is due to the country's wealth and the availability of delicious, calorie-dense food. However, insufficient physical activity also plays an important role. Sports receive much attention in Brunei, but the sports sector often does not have sufficient funding. The history of Brunei's participation in the Olympic Games illustrates the situation well. The country first appeared at the Olympics in 1998, but at that time it only sent an official representative, with no athletes present. There was no official delegation, and the visit was symbolic. It was only in 1996 that Brunei first sent athletes to compete. To this day, the country has not won a single Olympic medal. Overall, sports in Brunei are perceived more as a form of entertainment or leisure rather than serious competition. One of the few exceptions is football, a sport that enjoys particular popularity among the population and the royal family. During the Southeast Asian Championship in 2009, rumors circulated that the Sultan of Brunei had expressed his intention to award his football players 40 million Brunei dollars, approximately 15 million US dollars, if the national team managed to draw against Vietnam. This generous gesture was motivated not only by love for the sport, but also by a desire to inspire the team to victory, or, at least, to perform well. The team included his nephew, Faik Bukhari, often called the richest footballer in the world. Born into the royal family, he had the opportunity to train at leading football academies in England: Arsenal, Chelsea, Southampton, and Leicester City. Although his sports career has not been distinguished by remarkable achievements, the story of this player is of great interest. His family wealth is so vast that he could afford to purchase an entire football club, making him one of the most discussed figures in the sports world. Part 9 of 19. From unusual weekends and a special attitude towards sports to the richness of the royal family, Brunei remains one of the most surprising and mysterious countries in Southeast Asia. Which fact made the strongest impression on you? Share your opinion in the comments below. Number 8. Long ago, Brunei was a vast empire. Several centuries ago, this state was one of the most powerful in Southeast Asia. Between the 10th and 15th centuries, it experienced its golden age, controlling almost the entire northern coastline of Borneo, including the modern regions of Sabah, Sarawak, and parts of present-day Indonesia. The influence of this empire extended far beyond Borneo. It reached the southern Philippines, including the Sulu archipelago, even the islands of Calas and Manila. All of this happened before the arrival of the Spaniards. Ancient Brunei's territory greatly exceeded its current size. If modern Brunei can be imagined as a quiet, cozy studio apartment, then in the past it was a vast building, a penthouse with panoramic ocean views, controlling major trade routes in all directions. At its peak, Brunei was a major center of trade and religion, attracting merchants from all over the world. Its ports exchanged spices, precious wood, gold, and silver. The country's rulers, sultans, maintained strong diplomatic relations with the Ming dynasty and other emerging Southeast Asian states, solidifying their role as a central trade and cultural hub of the region. During that period, Brunei also played a key role in spreading Islam throughout southern Philippines and neighboring territories, and its influence is still felt there today. However, like all great empires, over time, its mighty power waned. In the 10th century, internal strife, rising neighboring states, and European interference gradually broke its territorial integrity. Lands were soon seized by the Sulu sultans and later by British colonial authorities. As a result, this once vast maritime empire became a small coastal region, losing its former strength. In the 19th century, specifically in 1888, Brunei became a British protectorate, and only in 1984 did it gain full independence. Thus, from a once mighty naval empire, it transformed into one of the smallest, yet wealthiest, and most developed countries in the world. Brunei's history serves as a vivid reminder of how volatile the destinies of even the most powerful states can be, and that the course of history can completely change their fate. Regarding nightlife in Brunei, it is characterized by a calm and restrained atmosphere. If you enjoy parties, loud gatherings, loud music, and nocturnal adventures, this country probably won't particularly delight you. Part 10 of 19. The country enforces strict Islamic law which prohibits the consumption of alcohol and smoking in public places. Here, you won't find vibrant clubs with neon lights, lively pubs, or 24-hour bars like in Bangkok or Singapore. However, this does not mean that tourists are forbidden from private gatherings over drinks. Visitors are allowed to bring up to 2 liters of spirits or 2 cases of beer, but they can only consume them in private settings, such as hotel rooms. An important condition is that appearing intoxicated on the streets or in public places is strictly prohibited. Violating these rules can lead to severe penalties and fines. It can be said that in Brunei, raising a glass is only permissible behind closed doors and within personal spaces. And what happens on the streets after sunset? In fact, the country's streets are very quiet even during the day and become even more peaceful in the evening. There is virtually no active nightlife, and everything dwells in shadows at night. Most nighttime entertainment revolves around markets. The most famous of these is the Gedan market in the capital, Bandar Seri Begawan, where visitors can experience the modest nightlife of Brunei. Here, vibrant stalls offering a variety of street food gather locals and tourists alike, filling the area with laughter and the aromas of national delicacies. The main star of any Bruneian night market is undoubtedly durian, a fruit that has earned a reputation as the king of Southeast Asian fruits. It has a reputation for being sharply divisive, evoking strong opinions in either direction. Locals love its rich, creamy, sweet flavor, while first-timers often encounter its potent and distinctive aroma. Its smell is compared to rotten onions or old cheese, which can discourage the unprepared. During durian season, its fragrance fills the air long before you reach the market and can be detected even on nearby streets. Regardless of whether you love or tolerate it, trying durian, especially under the gentle lights of the night, is a must. This fruit is a true symbol and a special cultural ritual linked to local traditions. Don't expect the market to open late. By 11 in the evening, most stalls are already closed, and the city plunges into complete silence. For travelers accustomed to nightlife that lasts until dawn, such order might seem unusual. But for those seeking quiet solitude, reflection, and tranquil atmosphere, peaceful nights in Brunei reveal a special, rare beauty in today's world. Would you feel the charm of serene Bruneian evenings or, conversely, miss the noise, lights, and vibrant life of a big city? Ranked 10th among must-try dishes is one of the most recognizable and delicious treats of Brunei. His cuisine is an amazing harmonious blend of Malaysian, Chinese, and Indonesian gastronomic traditions, seasoned with the unique local flavor. One of the most beloved national dishes here is nasi lemak. It serves not only as a traditional breakfast, but also as a reflection of the comfort and homey warmth that permeate each serving. The main ingredients are rice cooked in rich coconut milk, served with boiled eggs, crispy anchovy fish, roasted peanuts, slices of fresh cucumber, and a generous portion of spicy red sambal sauce. All of this is carefully wrapped in banana leaves, and when you open the package, you are greeted with a deep aroma of coconut and pepper spices, evoking the warmth and coziness of local cuisine. For many Bruneians living abroad, nasi lemak is not just food, but a true embodiment of homeland memories and familiar tastes. If you want to try something truly unique and worth special attention, be sure to check out ambuyat, a dish that can be called the culinary signature of the entire country. It is prepared from sago starch mixed with boiling water, resulting in a transparent, slightly sticky mass without a strong flavor. The real surprise lies in the way it is eaten. Ambuyat is threaded onto a bamboo stick, also called chandas, and then dipped into a rich sauce made from tamarind, lime, or pineapple. Usually this dish is served for the whole company, turning lunch or dinner into a lively and warm gathering around a shared table that unites friends and loved ones. No less popular and essential for tasting is satay, fragrant skewers of meat that are famous throughout Southeast Asia, especially in Brunei. Pieces of beef, chicken, or lamb are marinated beforehand in a mixture of aromatic herbs and spices, then grilled over charcoal that imparts a distinctive, smoky aroma. They are usually served with tender peanut sauce, slices of fresh cucumber, and small rice cakes, primitive but very delicious side dishes. The taste of smoky meat, spices, and richness is hard to describe in words, and a single skewer often costs only a few dollars. That's why trying satay is a must when visiting night markets, festivals, and celebrations. a genuine delicacy and part of the local culture that leaves a lasting impression. On the streets of Brunei, you can also find a sweet gem of street cuisine, kui, a collective name for many vibrant desserts. They are steamed, baked, or fried, with flavors built around fragrant coconut, pandan leaves, and palm sugar. Kui is especially popular during Ramadan, when it is often served to break the fast at sunset. It is a real treat that creates a special mood and envelops you in warmth and sweetness. And of course, no trip to Brunei would be complete without sampling nasik, the country's unofficial national dish. It is simple but incredibly flavorful. Boiled rice, juicy fried chicken, and spicy sambal. Usually, a portion costs only $1, making it one of the most affordable and beloved street delicacies for both tourists and locals. Thus, exploring Brunei's cuisine and culture reveals that all dishes carry a piece of the warmth, history, and traditions of this quiet, yet richly cultural corner of the world. Despite the wealth of its country and the variety of cultural attractions, one of the most popular dishes in Brunei enjoys well-earned love among people of all ages, from young students to seasoned businessmen. The name of this dish has a rather amusing origin story. It comes from a Malay word meaning to knock. This is related to the fact that in the past, late-night customers would steadily knock on vendors' doors to buy a portion of this tasty treat. Even today, this street food can be found in small stalls and cozy cafes that operate until the early morning hours. It serves as a reminder that sometimes the simplest dishes hold rich stories and cultural traditions, linking the past and the present. Number 1. Brunei's famous tourist attractions include the most impressive examples of architectural mastery. At the heart of the capital, Bandar Seri Begawan, stands the main gem, the Omar Ali Saifuddin Mosque, built in 1958. Its elegant silhouette is strikingly beautiful. The golden dome majestically rises above white marble walls, while the calm lagoon surrounding the building seems to mirror its grandeur. In the evening, this reflection transforms the mosque into a magical scene of light and symmetry, creating a truly mesmerizing picture. Close to the mosque is a stone replica of the royal barge, a reminder of the ceremonial boats once used in royal festivities and official events. Tourists have the opportunity to walk around, capture different angles of this splendor, and also enter inside to experience the majestic and serene atmosphere, which rightly makes this mosque one of the most impressive in the Southeast Asian region. Not far from the capital, there is a unique area called Kampong Ayer, widely known as the Venice of the East. This remarkable floating settlement has over 1,300 years of history and is considered the largest water village in the world. Here, more than 4,200 structures stand, including houses, mosques, schools, shops, and even hospitals. All of them are built on stilts above the Brunei River, connected by over 36 kilometers of bridges. Despite the traditional appearance, each building is equipped with modern amenities such as air conditioning, satellite TV, and internet, part 13 of 19. Residents travel on water taxis, small, fast boats serving as street taxis but on water. Tourists can cruise along the canals, enjoy views of floating schools, and visit the local Kampung Kaira Museum, where stories of the ancient way of life of these aquatic inhabitants and their traditions are told. For those seeking nature and adventure, the Ulum Burong National Park in Temburong district is an ideal destination. This pristine rainforest, covering over 50,000 hectares of green wilderness, is often called Brunei's Green Lung. The park can be reached via a scenic boat ride, followed by walks along trails through dense jungle, leading to suspension bridges high above the treetops. From these observation decks, visitors get breathtaking views of endless greenery, hear bird songs, and breathe the purest air that fills the heart with a sense of harmony and tranquility. Excursion programs typically include jungle hikes, kayaking along forest streams, bathes in cool natural springs, and visits to remote villages where traditional lifestyles persist in harmony with nature, far from civilization. Upon returning to the capital, it's worth visiting the Royal Regalia Museum, where one can experience the grandeur of Brunei's monarchy. The museum displays golden crowns, ceremonial royal attire, and regalia, as well as unique gifts given over the years by leaders from around the world. This museum not only showcases the wealth and luxury of cultural treasures, but also conveys the importance of the traditional values guiding the royal household. The exhibition's centerpiece is the royal chariot used in the coronation of Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah, built to full size. This magnificent example of ancient craftsmanship is one of the most valuable artifacts preserved to this day. In each gallery, the history of Brunei's royal dynasty unfolds, illustrating a land where tradition, faith, and wealth blend into a unique, harmonious harmony. Each exhibit gradually recounts the country's past, immersing visitors in the richness of its history. The 12th highlight in this tour is the mysterious, ancient monuments of Brunei. Among Brunei's modern cityscapes in Bandar Seri Begawan lies a legend that continues to intrigue researchers and locals alike. This is the story of Acha Kamra Ayan, about a tomb shrouded in secrecy, a historical narrative filled with drama and legends. According to 15th century legend, a woman from the royal court committed a terrible sin, incest with her brother. Under the laws of that time, she was to be executed by stoning. However, the ruler, torn between justice and compassion, decided to act differently. He ordered a cylindrical cavity, called a hom, to be built inside the hill, which became her temporary prison. Part 14 of 19. They confined a woman along with her accomplices inside it, leaving a narrow smoke pipe on top, through which they monitored whether smoke was rising, a sign that death or fate would fall upon her, governed by laws beyond the earthly realm. One day, the smoke suddenly ceased to ascend, becoming a silent testament to her death. Centuries passed, and the hill itself disappeared, along with its secrets. Some believe it was destroyed during the urban development era. Others think it never existed in reality. The entire story of the hill symbolizes shame, a vivid reminder of the harsh laws of past times and of secret rituals associated with the fates of rulers. Today, only a worn sandstone tombstone remains of this legendary place. Its inscriptions were once clear, but over time they faded under the influence of centuries of candle soot and wax, left by visitors in homage and remembrance. The scientific community continues to debate its true nature. Some believe it contains the blood of its heroine, while others see it as a symbolic monument created to remind future generations of tragic events. Nevertheless, even after so many years, most Muslims and non-Muslims still come here, leave offerings and pray, keeping the legend alive, a tradition that has been part of the national heritage for over 4 centuries. 5 kilometers east of the capital lies another forgotten treasure, an archaeological complex known as Kata Batu. Once the heart of the mighty Brunei Empire in the 14th and 15th centuries. During that time, the site buzzed with life. Palaces rose high, markets thrived, minting houses and administrative buildings operated. Kata Batu became the center of power, connected to Palayu Island and Terindak Dambia, allowing active control over ships entering the bay and strengthening regional security. Archaeologists began systematic excavations in the 20th century and consistently found thousands of artifacts attesting to the former wealth and influence of this magnificent city. They uncovered coins bearing hieroglyphs of China and the Islamic world, fragments of ceramic ware from Thailand and Vietnam, glass pieces, bronze tools, and remnants of stone structures, all evidence of a highly developed culture and crafts of that era. Among the finds, a mysterious monument stands out, a square foundation 25 meters wide, supported by 13 evenly spaced columns. This archaeological site has raised many questions among researchers. No one knows for sure what once stood there. Some believe it was a royal hall or throne room. Others think it was an ancient temple or perhaps a ruler's mausoleum. Time, floods and erosion have completely destroyed the surrounding constructions, leaving only stone ruins and many unresolved mysteries. According to ancient texts, enormous palaces once stood in this place, symbolizing the power and grandeur of the ruling dynasty. Today, however, the ruins whisper only fragments of their former glory, leaving behind only untold secrets of the ancient past and reminding us of lost civilizations. This clash between legend and tangible evidence, between what once was and what has survived to this day, gives Kata Batu its special mystique, one of the most enigmatic and unforgettable corners of Brunei. This ancient monument remains an untouched testament to an era whose bright radiance now seems merely an echo of the past, living in silent serenity. 13. These numbers seem to evoke particular interest and associations. In a country rich in culture and traditions, there are unique festivals that astonish both tourists and locals. The most important and widely celebrated event in Brunei is Hari Raya Aidil Fitri, a festival marking the end of Ramadan. When the new moon appears in the sky, families gather in traditional attire. Women wear baju kurung or baju Melayu, and men don special festive costumes. During these days, homes are carefully cleaned and decorated, and tables are laden with sweets, kuah, fragrant pineapple cakes, and dishes made from coconut and palm sugar, filling homes with warmth and joyful atmosphere. Many travelers are surprised to learn that during these festive days, the Sultan's Palace and the Nur al-Iman Palace grounds are open to the public. For 3 days, a massive crowd, tens of thousands, swells to see the ruler, shake his hand, and receive small gifts or treats. In some years, the number of visitors exceeded 100,000, making this tradition one of the most impressive and extraordinary royal customs in the world. For many guests, the opportunity to see the palace and interact with the monarch is a rare, once-in-a-lifetime chance, creating a special atmosphere of solemnity and unity. Another major religious holiday is Maulidur Rasul, the birthday of the Prophet Muhammad. Celebrated in the Islamic month of Rabi al-Awwal, it transforms the capital, Bandar Seri Begawan, into a vibrant display of faith and spiritual devotion. On this day, tens of thousands of participants, officials, students, and representatives from various communities gather in the streets, forming kilometer-long processions in traditional attire, involved in prayers, religious hymns, and chants. An essential aspect of the celebration is the participation of the Sultan and members of the royal family, who march alongside the people, demonstrating unity, humility, and a deep bond between the authorities and society. This grand festival is broadcast live across the country and is regarded as one of the most significant religious processions in Southeast Asia. Mosques across the country host prayers, sermons, charitable acts, and social events, turning this day into an important spiritual and community celebration. To diversify the national experience, Brunei also hosts a regatta, which is part of the country's rich maritime traditions and reflects the people's close connection with its rivers and waters. Annually, longboat races take place near the banks of the Brunei River, close to the capital. Teams from all over the country, as well as from Malaysia and Indonesia, participate in the competitions. Accompanied by drums and loud cheers from spectators, they battle on the water, creating an exciting and lively spectacle. In addition to the races, there are parades of decorated boats, some designed to resemble palaces, others covered with golden patterns and precious stones, gliding across the water like shining jewels. Along the shores, stalls offer various street foods, aromatic grilled satay, refreshing coconut milk, and a variety of local sweets. This event transforms the Brunei River into a vibrant and lively place filled with colour, laughter, and a festive atmosphere until late at night. On such nights, the city lights up with countless lanterns and the streets and riverbanks are filled with the aromas of spices and sweets. Number 14. Tips for travellers. When planning a first trip to Brunei, it is important to prepare for some specific features that might come as a surprise. Primarily, note that many renowned attractions, although open to visitors, operate on very limited schedules. Mosques, museums, and even royal palaces usually have strictly set visiting hours, and entering without prior arrangement or at unauthorized times can be impossible. Therefore, it is recommended to check the opening hours and access conditions in advance to avoid missing key cultural and historical sites of this remarkable country. It is common that, upon arriving at museums with royal collections or the Istana Nurul Iman Palace, visitors may find that these historic and cultural monuments are temporarily closed. This can be due to prayer times or private events requiring the closure of the facilities. Hence, careful planning of your visit is essential, with prior clarification of the working hours of these attractions. Otherwise, there is a risk of missing the interior halls and only seeing the exterior and taking photographs. Experience shows that without prior preparation, tourists often have to be content with views from outside, attractive buildings, palace facades, and picturesque distant vistas. Another surprise for travellers might be the limited number of public establishments. Despite the country's wealth, Brunei surprisingly has few cafes, shops and restaurants, especially outside the central district of the capital. Locals prefer to spend most of their time at home. Their daily routines are closely linked to prayer, family matters and leisure, which is why many establishments close quite early. As a result, tourists often talk about long walks through the streets of the capital in search of an open cafe that can offer them a meal after a long day. Therefore, it is better to plan in advance where you intend to have lunch or dinner and to bring some light snacks with you to avoid being without food in situations where a nearby suitable place cannot be found. The issue of currency also plays an important role in the trip and can cause some difficulties. Brunei uses the Brunei dollar, officially denoted as BND, which is pegged firmly and fully interchangeable with the Singapore dollar. In theory, both currencies are accepted everywhere, in shops, tourist attractions, and markets. However, in practice, some small vendors prefer one of the currencies or give change in notes of mixed denominations and types. The amount of Brunei dollars remaining with tourists after their visit is often problematic. They cannot be exchanged outside the country, which sometimes leads to their loss. Therefore, the best way to avoid confusion is to consistently use one currency and carry a small amount of cash for simple and quick purchases. The atmosphere and daily life in Brunei reflect a calm, measured pace of living. Locals value patience, moderation, and tranquility, qualities that are noticeably evident in everyday matters. If you are in a hurry or rushing during service at cafes or restaurants, it is immediately noticeable and perceived as a deviation from the usual calmness. In most establishments, service often takes a little more time than in neighboring countries. In Singapore or Malaysia, for example, waiting about 15 to 20 minutes over a cup of aromatic coffee or a hearty meal becomes part of the relaxed rhythm that promotes calmness and stability of life. Once accustomed to this way of life, you can better understand and feel the unique features of the country where peace and order are not just words, but essential values. Despite the exceptional cleanliness of the city streets, there are remarkably few trash bins in Brunei. This means that sometimes you will need to walk some distance with waste in your hands, as the opportunity to dispose of trash right next to your house or on the street is quite limited. Even in the capital districts, bins are very rare. It is advisable to carry a small bag or pouch for waste so that you can store trash and dispose of it once you return to your hotel or home. Traveling in this country is primarily about serenity, slowing down the pace, observing details, and appreciating every moment. There is no concept of endless hustle or nightlife like in more vibrant and active tourist centers. Brunei is about stopping, listening, and understanding how the local residents live, how carefully order and harmony are maintained here. Regarding the cost of living for foreign guests in this small, oil-rich country, despite generous government benefits, there are still some particularities. When analyzing expenses, it is evident that some are quite affordable, while others can be significantly higher. The largest expense usually is housing. While local citizens can queue up and receive a government-provided house at a symbolic price, foreigners must rent apartments or houses on the private market. In the capital, Bandar Begawan, a one-room apartment costs approximately between $500 and $800 per month, and a more spacious residence in a good neighborhood can cost from $1,200 and above, depending on size and location. Food expenses in this country are quite varied and can differ greatly depending on preferences and where purchases are made. For example, a simple street snack or a local dish sold at street markets costs about $1, making them very accessible and popular among locals and tourists. However, dinner at a large international restaurant or a buffet in an expensive hotel can cost 10 times more, often exceeding the price of 10 such street dishes. Imported foods are also among the more expensive market segments. A litre of milk often costs over $2, while fresh fruits from distant countries like Australia or the United States can reach very high prices. At the same time, basic products such as rice, fresh chicken, and vegetables are readily available at very low prices on traditional markets and local shops, making them quite attractive for those who want to cook at home without spending much money. When it comes to utilities, the situation becomes somewhat more complex. Citizens receive subsidies from the government which helps reduce costs, but foreign residents must pay market rates. For a small apartment, monthly utility bills typically range from about $100 to $150, which is quite high for an average budget. Internet service, providing average connection speeds, adds another roughly $60 per month, which should also be considered when planning a budget. Regarding transportation, the situation is more complicated. Due to the extremely limited public transportation, owning a private car is almost mandatory for those planning to live here long term. A used car in good condition costs from $5,000 to $10,000, depending on the model and year of manufacture. Thanks to the incredibly low fuel prices here, the expenses for gasoline and car maintenance usually do not exceed about $100 per month, which is quite an affordable cost for many. Overall, a foreigner leading a modest lifestyle should budget around $1,200 to $1,700 per month, excluding additional expenses for shopping, entertainment, and leisure. Have you ever thought about living in Brunei, a place where silence, safety, and an astonishingly low cost of living prevail, yet there is a sense of detachment from the hustle and bustle of noisy cities? If yes, you can leave the word yes in the comments. If not, tell us why. This concludes the series of 15 fascinating facts about Brunei, a country of tranquility, strict traditions, and remarkable contrasts that make it unique. I hope you found this story interesting. If so, don't forget to leave your feedback and discuss in the comments which countries or regions you'd like us to cover in future episodes. Thank you for your attention and support. Your engagement helps us continue creating new and exciting videos. Don't miss the next video, which will appear on the screen soon. I assure you, you will definitely like it. I would also be happy to hear in the comments which country or city you would like to see in our upcoming releases. Thank you very much for watching, and see you soon in the next video.